Hey guys, what's going on? Adam from Sea Exotics. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so this past Sunday was the IHS Doncaster show. What a fantastic show it was. Slightly disappointed with the amount of vendors. I think there's quite a lot of empty tables. Not sure if that's because of the time of the year, or maybe people didn't have anything really available. There's a few people that I was expecting to see and they weren't there, which was quite, a surprise. Great show nonetheless. Met some amazing people, some old, some new. So if you did come up to me and say hello, thank you very much for that. Always, even now, so humbling that people that I've never seen before in my life will stop me in my tracks just to say hello to me. Believe me, it's a feeling that you never get used to, and it's quite surreal. But thank you so much, because it feels amazing when people do that, as I'm sure you can imagine. But it was a fantastic show. The amount of amazing animals on display was just out of this world, and actual displays were fantastic. Just a really good show. Probably the most enjoyable show of the year, because I actually got round a lot of the show quite early, before sort of the doors open to the general public or the non-members. I actually got around quite a bit of it quite quickly. I've probably done 5 or 6 circuits of the whole place during the course of the day. It wasn't all fun and games though for me. I went up there with a friend, but he was going to see some family from Doncaster up further north, which meant I was travelling back by myself, which, as you can imagine, is not a great thing to do. It actually took me 5.5 hours to drive back home, and as I'm sure you'll agree, 5.5 hours by yourself in a car, stuck in traffic, and it's horrible. But it was amazing nonetheless, because I had such a great time at the show. Picked up a gorgeous looking animal, well, a couple of animals, one snake and one of something else, which we'll see in a second. But it is actually fantastic. It was also great to see Paul over at Urban Constrictors, and seeing that reptile ship in the flesh in the country. I have picked up some reptile ship. I ordered some online, and I picked up some from Paul at the show. So the next video, which will probably be out tomorrow, is going to be a little review on that, how I'm going to sort of make it, and just compare it to what I have been using with the troppy bed, the troppy chip stuff. And already, I have seen a few people, post on Instagram, the quality and the difference, and there's a reason why people are jumping on this product. And I'm not the sort of person that likes to jump on the bandwagon because everyone else is doing it. I think I mentioned that, about the easy hatch trays. Just because everyone else is using it doesn't mean you need to use it. But with the reptile chip, I've said since day one, before I even knew Paul was going to be bringing this into the country, I knew that that was a product that I would love to use. Just seeing the different reviews over in the States, compared with other substrates that we find here in the UK, the quality was almost so much better. It was more chip and less of the actual the husk, which was fantastic, because that was my phobia, when the snake eats, goes for a rat and gets a bit in the mouth and they got some sticking out. And that's why I always kept flicking between paper substrate, paper substrate. But I always said, even back then, that if if reptile chip was ever available here, I would be all over it. So I'm so thankful for Paul for bringing this to the UK. I'll put his description down in the link below. If you want some reptile chip, he's the man to get it in the UK. He is the UK distributor. So a massive thank you to Paul for actually putting the time, effort, and obviously money that he's put into getting this product here for us to use. I can imagine it wasn't a cheap sort of process, getting all this shipped over from the States, and the storage fees at the handling facility. I can imagine it was a big outlay for him to make. So again, thank you for that, Paul. That's absolutely amazing. We're so thankful that we were able to use such an amazing product. And this is before I've even used it or whipped up my first batch. I just know it's going to be amazing. I've seen people using it. Some friends of mine have already made up their batches and their animals are on it, and they've got nothing but good things to say about it. I don't think anyone that I've spoken to have got a single negative thing to say about it. Maybe given another month or two of people using it, people might come up with a few little niggly bits that I don't like about the product. But compared to what we have been using, so far, and I'll do obviously an update in a few weeks maybe, as I'm sure a lot of you will be doing as well, giving sort of a more in-depth sort of review of the product. So what I do tomorrow with the video you'll see tomorrow is just going to be of me, how I'm going to mock it up, how I'm going to sort of prepare it, and how the animals look on it. I think it speaks for itself. I think Paul said it right, it's not a hard sell. He hasn't got to really push this on people. I think people realise how, I keep looking down there, don't I, because I've got the blocks sitting down there, so I keep, if you see me pointing over there, it's because they're sitting there and I'm sort of looking at the packaging while I'm talking. It's not a hard sell. I think people understand what this sort of brings to the table and the quality that it can, that it brings to your collection. So it speaks for itself. So we'll look out for that video tomorrow, guys, because that's going to be one not to miss. So what did I pick up from Doncaster? Well, I picked up two animals, as I mentioned before. One is a ball python and one is something else. I'm going to show you that something else first because it's just something that I've got a fascination with at the minute, and I picked up one from the last Doncaster show I went at, not the one I was vending but the one before. I think it was the June show, and absolutely fallen in love with these little critters. They're absolutely fantastic. So let's take a look at the first animal I got, and then we'll take a look at the awesome ball python I got after. So as you can see, guys, we got some Pac-Man frogs here, and they seem to really be gaining in popularity recently. I've seen so many people posting pictures of their frogs, which is absolutely fantastic. So the first one I got was this one. This was what I got from the last show. And this is a little albino Pac-Man frog. He's cool. He's called Snoop Frog, which is not very original, I know, but he's doing really well. Put on some really good size since the last time I sort of had him out and sort of really examined him, but especially when I got him, he was tiny when I got him. So they're just kept in these little 5 litre rubs at the moment. Got sort of an eco-earth sort of substrate and some moss there just to keep it nice and damp. Water bowls are probably a little bit small. I'll probably get a bigger water bowl soon, but it's big enough for them to hop in and hop out, which they do quite regularly. So that's Snoop Frog, the albino. And the newest one is this one here. This is a peppermint Pac-Man frog. He's slightly smaller, so if we can get a shot of his face. There he is. Absolutely awesome animal, fantastic. What I love about these is they're little garbage bags or garbage bins of the frog world, if you like. They'll eat anything. They'll eat mealworms, they'll eat crickets, all sorts really, so they're really fun to feed. At night they're really active. During the day you just find them like this. They won't move from those spots all day long. But if I come in here in the evening, then you see them sort of wandering around, exploring their little enclosures. So guys, let me know down below if you've got any Pac-Man frogs, because they are gaining in popularity, like I said, and I'll probably get a couple more if I'm honest down the road. I just love them. I know they don't do a lot, but they're just so cool. They're so cool to watch, and it's so cool to just watch when they're roaming at night and sort of exploring. Absolutely fantastic animals. Really in love with these. See if we can get a better shot of the peppermint one. This one hasn't got a name yet, so any cool names for this frog would be greatly appreciated. And this is the little albino. This is Snoop Frog. So that's the two Pac-Man frogs that I've got in the collection. So let's take a look at that new ball python that I picked up. So guys, as you can see, we have an albino. Now she is probably close to 3 kilos, so 3,000 grams. I haven't quite weighed her yet because I can't find any batteries from the scales in the house. But as you can see, she is a humongous girl. She's got a head like a blood python. It's absolutely huge. Don't worry, if you can see that black dot on her, it's not a mite. It's just something I just got to wipe it off. It's like a little dirt mark. But she is an absolute beast. Albino I've not had in the collection for a very, very long time. I did have a couple of albino het exantics, obviously to make some snows back in the day, but one passed away very suddenly, very unexpectedly, and I just sort of got, if I'm honest, I got bored with the project and sort of moved the other one on. Where are you going? But this girl's absolutely massive. She come from Bryn Phillips, who is a very well sort of trusted and regarded and reputable breeder here in the UK. I've got a few of my animals off him, but a really pretty albino female. She is proven. She didn't lay last year, so she's going to be in the breeding team for this year, and she's going to be going to my Pastel Lesser Clown, because one of my favourite snakes is the albino clown. They look absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna, try and produce some double hets to keep back and breed, back together down the road, to try and make myself an albino clown. That's the ultimate goal with this one. And I think, producing some cool double hets and doing it that way would be, much more fun than going out and buying. Sorry, darling. Than going out and buying an albino clown. A lot of people like doing it that way. A lot of people like taking, it's not a shortcut, but taking a fast track route to getting the animals that they always wanted. And I've done that, certainly done that in the past. But I thought this time, I saw this girl and she's so big. Look at the size of this girl, absolutely massive. So I decided to make my own double hets. And play the long game with this project. But as you can see, she's just girthy as hell. She's more like a blood python than she is a ball python, and she wants to get away, so we won't keep her out too much longer. Some of you are probably asking, are you quarantining her? Now, I do quarantine to an extent, and it all depends on where I get her from, or where I get an animal from. If I get an animal from someone as reputable as Bryn, then I'll always, when they get home from me, they always get a nice soak. They always get treated for mites. I've already checked that they haven't got an RI or anything like that. So this one, she's had her soak. She's been treated for mites. Although she doesn't have mites, I always treat them anyway, just to be on the safe side. She's proper active today, but no, she hasn't been in a separate rack, for 3 months or whatever it is. And yeah, there's a possibility that she could have internal parasites that we don't know. But to be fair, any animal can have internal parasites, and you never know about it anyway. So, but she's absolutely amazing. That's the albino female. So guys, there were my new pickups from the IHS Doncaster show this past Sunday. Really excited to sort of get that albino girl into the breeding team and get some cool locks with that Pastel Lesser Clown for some double hets for the future to make myself an albino clown. That's the goal for me in that project, and I'm really looking forward to working with her and seeing what she can produce down the line. She's a big girl. Hopefully she should yield a big clutch for me. And increase my chances of getting plenty of females to hold back, etc. You know how it is. It's all part of the fun, I suppose. But I'll update you as we go on with her through Instagram, through YouTube. Any questions about her, guys, or where I got her from, please put your comments down below. I always get back to you no matter what. It might not go back to you straight away, but I normally am quite good at replying within a couple of hours. So drop your comment down below if you've got any questions about any of the animals that you've seen today, about the Doncaster show, about Reptichip, anything you want to know. Just please, don't be afraid to ask. Remember, no question is a stupid question. If I don't know the answer, I'll always point you in the direction of someone who does. So guys, thanks for watching this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. You can click that button up there or up there, whatever site it's going to be on. Check out a few other videos that are going to be popping up on your screen also. And thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you very soon.